challenge. She pulled her telescriber from her satchel when she spied her friend Hazel Hughes on the far side of the crowded lobby near the exits. Hazel was the sort of woman who turned heads and didn't realise it. She was the most kind-hearted person Isla knew, and had been since childhood. Her natural beauty radiated from within and manifested itself comfortably in her pretty features and curled tresses the colour of dark honey. Pushing her way through the crowd, Isla reached Hazel, and together they exited the building. Isla breathed in the fresh, early autumn air. "Quite stuffy in there," Hazel said. "What did you learn? Are there available flights to Port Lucie?" Isla shook her head. "Not for another 2 months." Hazel winced. "It could work, but you would be pushing it dangerously close." Isla stepped aside as a family of 7 barreled their way toward the entrance, dragging luggage and looking flushed. Hazel bit the inside of her cheeks as the door closed behind them. "Probably late for a flight, which is why I never leave pressing matters to the last minute." Isla looked at Hazel with a mounting sense of panic. "I cannot wait 2 months." Hazel looped an arm through Isla's. "I agree. While I am relatively certain you have another 3 months before the spell becomes permanent, suppose I'm the least bit off in that prediction. The sooner you reach Malette, the better." Isla allowed Hazel to guide her along the path that led to the airfield. "Where are we going?" "To find Daniel Pickett." Hazel glanced at her. "I know his sister. Perhaps he can be persuaded to take you along on his personal run to Port Lucie." Isla raised a brow. "We don't know for certain that's where he's headed." Hazel smiled. "I may have done a discreet bit of eavesdropping in the Pickett offices while you were at the ticket desk. Not only is he headed for the Caribbean, but he has 3 passengers booked." Isla felt faint stirrings of hope. She knew exactly why Mr. Pickett sometimes flew non-commercial flights, and with 3 passengers booked on board, she might be able to sell herself as an asset to the flight. If not, she wasn't above stooping to blackmail. "This way!" Hazel tugged on Isla's arm and pulled her around the ground crews working on docked airships and impatient passengers waiting to board. They crossed the expansive field to Pickett's fleet, which occupied as much acreage as the rest of the airship competition combined. The air was heavy with the scent of airship fuel, and Isla wrinkled her nose. "How do you know he's already out here?" "I might have also looked at today's schedule while I eavesdropped." Hazel glanced at her with a shrug. Isla shook her head, a smile teasing the corner of her lips. Hazel never forgot anything she saw, read, or experienced. Her demeanour was also innocent enough that the unsuspecting would never imagine her capable of subterfuge. "That one." Hazel pointed at the sleek dirigible docked at the far end. "The Briar Rose." Isla frowned. "He uses his personal craft for trips to the Caribbean." "It's been docked for repairs, and from what I gather, Mr. Pickett has been rather in a mood because of it. The employees do not know why exactly." Isla knew why exactly. Daniel Pickett smuggled predatory shifters from England and helped them begin anew in countries that didn't call for the registry and possible execution of their kind. If the ship he normally used to conduct his illegal activities was out of commission, he would be forced to use a contingency plan that might not be as effective, or as safe. Much of the Caribbean and pockets of America provided a haven for law-abiding shifters who had made enemies on the Predatory Shifter Regulations Committee. Citizens who had status or could bribe the committee were left alone. Those who did not were harassed until they voluntarily added their names to a national registry and paid a predatory shifter fee. The fee was extortion, and the committee denied all charges when questioned. But predatory shifters who wouldn't or couldn't pay the fee found themselves or their families harassed, threatened, or arrested on fabricated charges. The official reason predatory shifters were prevented from leaving the country was because it didn't reflect well on Queen and country to have British citizen shifters running amok in the wild. The unofficial reason was because the committee lined their own pockets with extortion money and favours. If all their victims left England, their coffers would diminish. Isla knew of Mr. Pickett's enterprise because her work made her privy to quiet gossip.